Through the Commonwealth, 1-0 the defeat to the Hokies. Taylor Price scoring on a corner kick. But Nicole Nelson in her third season for SMU, ready to take on Virginia today on this Sunday afternoon as we're underway. SMU in the red and Virginia in the white. We said off the top that SMU is facing now 5 consecutive ranked opponents. First time that's ever happened in program history. In fact, when they faced Virginia Tech on Thursday, the Hokies number 21 in the country, first time that they've ever faced 4 in a row. So they're only adding to that today. SMU has faced the 8th toughest schedule in the country, and Virginia not too far behind at number 19 based on previous opponent results. Steve Swanson, 25th year head coach for the Cavaliers, who was honored earlier today for his quarter century of duty here in Charlottesville. Only made 1 change to his lineup as compared to Thursday. Samar Guidry started at left back for the Hoos against the Wolfpack. She is a reserve today. Kiki Mackey back in as a center back, which means Tatum Galvin is out wide left. Here's Sophia Bradley, the freshman from Wayne, New Jersey, trying to swerve inside the box. She was denied. Leah Godfrey picks it back up for the Hoos. Slides it for Bradley. Too heavy of a touch, but Bradley back on it. Lainey Rouse to the byline with space. Overcooks it that time for Maggie Cagle. UVA's top goal scorer with 6 on the season, 10 in white, and a throw in for SMU. So the Mustangs get 3 points on the road today. They move up to 11 points, which would put them in 5th place behind Wake Forest in 4th. If Virginia can get 3 points today, the Cavaliers would move from 12th all the way to a tie for 8th with number 13 Notre Dame at 9 points. Both teams really need to start stacking up some points down the stretch of this season, including today. Virginia with only 4 more games, all in the ACC. SMU with 3, including today. And only the top 6 make the ACC tournament. Godfrey's shot goes right into the hands of the sliding Sierra Kotyard, the graduate student from Toronto, making her first save on the afternoon. Kotyard, one of a couple players for Coach Nelson, who has transferred a couple of times in her career. Kotyard began her collegiate career with Prairie View A&M in 2021, then a couple of seasons with Arkansas. Coach Nelson making no changes to her lineup from Thursday night against Virginia Tech. Liz Eddy is the wide player on the ball here, 14 in the red, freshman from McKinney, Texas. But the Cavaliers regain as Galvin goes to the middle for Godfrey, and they spray it out wide now for Bradley. Really long strides for Bradley at 5'10", taking on Sophie King. Bradley bursting again to the byline. Strong challenge that time from King. Step over from Bradley as she tries to worm her way free. Back to Rouse. Lainey Rouse coming off the season-ending Achilles injury in the opener of the 2023 season against Nevada, getting more and more comfortable as time goes on. Ella Carter tries her luck from outside the box, and it's easily gathered in by Kotyard. Carter, the sophomore from Leesburg, Virginia, making her 2nd consecutive start, played 65 minutes in the match against NC State. Cavaliers outshot the Wolfpack on Thursday 30-5. Speaking with Steve Swanson over the weekend, he said that it was Virginia's most complete match from start to finish here in 2024. Kotyard blasting it to her counterpart, Vicky Saffordin. Sophomore goalie for UVA, making start number 13 on the season. Saffordin's only match that she didn't play was against Howard back in September. Sophomore from East Lake, Ohio, right along Lake Erie. Turnover in the midfield by SMU. Ella Carter recycles it. It's Rouse to Bradley, who has been very active in the first 4.5 minutes. Bradley tries to thread it in. Haley Hartman shielding off Meredith McDermott. And a foul is called as McDermott bangs into the defender, and Kotyard stays down for the moment. Referee Mike Stutt stops the clock with just about 5 minutes gone by. McDermot scoring in the first minute 3 days ago, and the heavy collision that time with Haley Hartman, junior from Grand Prairie, Texas, in the Dallas area, the other two-time transfer for this SMU team. And Kotyard remains down for SMU. Georgia Tower is the athletic trainer for SMU as she tends to the injured Kotyard. The backup goalie would be Aubrey Brown for SMU, who has played in just 3 matches this season, the sophomore from Irving, Texas. And Brown right now is warming up. That's Haven MP, the junior from Utah, so both goalies getting in some work here. Well, it is MP who has the gloves on, and it's not Brown. So it is Haven MP who will go in between the pipes if Kotyard cannot continue. MP has played in 2 matches, 15 minutes against Northwestern State in the opener, a 3-0 victory way back on August the 15th. Did not face a shot in that game. And then played 45 minutes against Stephen F. Austin on August the 25th in a 3-2 win. Made 1 save and allowed a goal. 2020 Utah Gatorade Player of the Year from American Fork, which is about 35 minutes south of Salt Lake City. So MP is familiarizing herself with the 10 field players, and Kotyard is still down. Made 8 starts for Arkansas a year ago as a junior before leaving for the Portuguese national team camp. Played in 4 games the rest of the season after that. Really wanted to transfer to this SMU program to work with Matt Cosgriff, an excellent goalkeeper coach who has been now with SMU for 11 seasons. All right, good to see Kotyard back on her feet as she stretches it out, and she will continue as she slaps 5s with MP. Certainly not something that Coach Nelson wanted to see less than 5 minutes into this match. Kotyard was not all that busy against Virginia Tech. Had to make 4 saves, allowed the goal on a corner kick. Tex Taylor Price scoring her 5th goal over the last 4 games. That happened in the second half of the match over at Thompson Field. But in the previous 4 games, Kotyard very active, 30 saves in those 4 matches. So we're back in play. Sammy Nieves in a track meet with Kiki Mackey, and Mackey does nicely to steer it out of play. Mackey, the senior from Naples, Florida, made 3 consecutive starts, then came off the bench against NC State, right back in there for Steve Swanson today. Coach Swanson now 16 wins shy of 500 in his illustrious coaching career, dating back to his time as the head coach of both Dartmouth and Stanford. Throw-in goes to Nia Rose. Got to keep a close eye on Rose. Played for the Canadian U20 national team in the World Cup earlier this fall. Rose with 15 career goals, and she's just a sophomore. Abby Hampton, one of the 2 center backs. Down the line, SMU gets a cross in. It bounces in front of Mackey. Saffordin with a punch. Loose ball in front. SMU can't capitalize as Una McCormack clears it away. And now the counter might be on for the Who's. McDermott and Bradley out wide. Cagle running on the far side with McCormack. 4-on-4, we go to the right. Bradley steps over the ball and slows it down. Bradley now turns on the engine, battling King. And Sophie gets a foot in there as it does trickle out of play for a Cavaliers corner, their first on the afternoon. A chaotic frenzy in front of the net of Vicky Saffordin, but the Cavaliers survive. First across from Maura Hummel, the right back. Saffordin got her hands on it but couldn't collect it. And a big opportunity was denied by Leah Godfrey. Eliana Salama, who leads the team with 7 goals, nearly had her 8th. Had it not banked off the fifth-year senior for the Who's. McCormack, short. Godfrey, left-footed shot, blocked in front. Rebound goes off of Cagle, and SMU avoids the danger for now. Sammy Nieves says enough of that. Excellent crowd here at Klockner Stadium on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. A lot of excitement in that attack for the Who's. Rouse tries to blow by Salama. Back to Bradley. Another throw in for the Who's. Here's Godfrey. The shimmy. Short pass. Bradley stays onside for now. Bradley cuts. Sophie Bradley inside the area. Gets it back. And now SMU regains. Mackey and Rose come together. SMU gets to push forward its back line. Throw in here for the Who's. Oh, no, they're going to say it's, yeah, it is UVA ball as Rouse trots over to throw it in. Cavaliers 6th in the preseason ACC poll. Not a lot of respect for SMU in the preseason poll. Tied for 14th with Boston College, only in front of Miami and Syracuse. Now SMU beat the two opponents that it's supposed to beat to begin conference play. 4-1 victory over Syracuse, 1-0 victory over Boston College. But 5 consecutive matches now for Nicole Nelson's team without a win. They're 0-3-2 over their last 5. But the optimism is there because SMU tied the reigning national champions, Florida State, on September the 22nd, 1-1. SMU's last 3 defeats, number 3 Duke, number 9 Stanford, number 21 Virginia Tech. That is a gauntlet. Safferton fails to hold it in bounds. And so it's SMU with the ball back, and here is Sophie King. Rouse sticks her foot in there. Salama. And now King with Bradley defending on an island here. And Sophie wins the battle. Nicely done from the true freshman. Hampton linking up with Lydia Ungashik, the true freshman from Overland Park, Kansas, 15 in the red. And back to Hampton, who has been thrusted into a starting role this season with the injury to Mayu Inokawa. The 5th-year senior center back from Japan started the first 3 games for SMU, but has been out since with a torn ACL against Texas in a 6-3 loss early in the year. Mackey knocks it forward. King ricochets it. Ungashik. Nieves. And now Mackenzie Rudden, the graduate student from Phoenix. 4th year now with SMU after transferring over from Oklahoma. Never played for the Sooners. But Rudden certainly a veteran with SMU, now in match number 68 with the Mustangs. Salama coughs it up. Rouse with a sturdy defensive play. Bradley seeking options. Salama, the great hustle. Nieves, diagonal ball. That bypasses the foot of Eddy. And a goal kick for UVA. Steve Swanson saying that his team is really hoping to generate more momentum after getting the victory on Thursday night against NC State. UVA tasting a victory for the first time in 4 weeks. The Cavaliers' last win prior to Thursday was all the way back on September the 12th against Miami, 3-1. In fact, it was the first 4-game losing streak for the Who's since 1995. 30 seasons ago. Crazy. Talking about a UVA program that has enjoyed 37 consecutive winning seasons. The Who's missing out on the NCAA tournament last season for the first time since 1993 when Bill Clinton was sworn into office as the 42nd president of the United States. But the Who's have not missed back-to-back NCAA tournaments since 1986. Very strong RPI for the Who's despite the 4-game losing streak. 16th in the RPI entering this weekend. SMU needs to start stacking on some victories here if they hope to get an at-large bid. The Mustangs 53rd in the RPI. Throwing for SMU, this is Rose with Maura Kelly, the Kansas transfer, doing the defending as she shields it out of bounds for a Cavs goal kick. UVA celebrated senior night against NC State on Thursday, and Cavaliers honored 7 players: Emma Dawson, Samar Guidry, Chloe Yapich, Cameron Miller, Dagan Miller, Alexis Theoret, and Maura Kelly, who is only in her first season as a Who. Well, she was certainly the most emotional on Thursday night, and very emotional in a social media video that came out over the weekend. Tearing up, talking about her time at UVA, just how much it's meant to her. And Kelly said that her time here in Charlottesville, it has surpassed her expectations. And Coach Swanson was saying that that really showcases what this program is all about, the type of culture that we've built here over the last quarter century. Maggie Cagle finding Leah Godfrey, who, believe it or not, is still scoreless this season, the former All-American. Bradley as the wind howls at Klockner Stadium. Bradley, big boot into the box. Sails over the head of McCormack. Una regains with the help of Galvin. Tatum near the byline. Galvin gets a cross in. McDermot. McCormack in her 4th game back from the US U20 national team. Throw in for the Who's. McCormack scored in her first goal back from international duty against North Carolina in Chapel Hill in a 3-2 defeat to the Tar Heels on September the 27th. Cagle, the top goal scorer for the Who's, off a 2-assist game the other night against the Wolfpack. And now Mackey assumes the space. Mackey tackled off the ball. Excellent D from Salama. She is dangerous in transition, something that Coach Swanson was paying close attention to on the scouting report. Ungashik. King is wide open left. And King receives it. Rouse comes out to defend. Cross into the box. Dangerous one, and the header squeaks in. Nia Rose on the end of it. In the 15th minute, a goal for SMU on the road. The Canadian international scores her 5th on the season, and the dynamic sophomore with the 16th in her early collegiate career. Coach Nelson talked about these transition moments, making great decisions, finding the cutting Nia Rose, and a beautiful header that Saffordin couldn't stop. Now, it was really interesting in our conversation with Coach Nelson over the weekend. We mentioned that the stats really significantly pointed towards Virginia Tech dominating that match, 15-3 in shots. She said, no, that's really not how the match went. And watching the match back, you totally agree. SMU created some danger off the counter, just couldn't capitalize. She said the difference in that match, the details. Defending on a corner kick that allowed Virginia Tech to score a goal. Or just those moments in the counterattack. Good versus great decisions. That was a stupendous decision. SMU scores first for the 10th time this season. The Mustangs 6-2-1 when they do that. McCormack trying to feed the cutting Cagle. Out of play it goes. SMU goal kick. Coach Swanson making an early change here as Lachlan Ryan, 5 in white, is in for Sophia Bradley. Ryan, the 5th-year senior from Charlotte, didn't play in her first 3 years, dealing with 3 separate torn ACLs. Returned a year ago to play in 13 games, made 2 starts. Now plays in match number 14 for the Who's this year, and she has started 4 games. Ryan scored her first career goal against Towson earlier in the year, and then had a goal and 2 assists against Utah Valley. Also added an assist against NC State on Thursday. Another player is down for SMU behind the play. I believe that's Lydia Ungashik the freshman midi, who is down for SMU. In our chat with Coach Nelson, she said that Lydia plays beyond her years. A lot of athleticism. Great to see that Lydia is back on her feet, as Una McCormack making the challenge. Ungashik, a player with a lot of athleticism. Coach Nelson saying that she really times tackles very well. Continues to improve her passing range, ability to strike from distance, something that you really need as a central midfielder in this collegiate game. Play continues now with Lainey Rouse on the ball. Ella Carter weaving, making multiple defenders miss. Very stoic and calm on the ball that time from Carter as she has it back now. Salama jams her foot. Carter shows the strength. And now UVA with space on the far flank, Galvin. Maggie Cagle seems to always loom in goal-scoring opportunities. Galvin wasn't making the run, so SMU gets it back. So SMU in its inaugural odyssey in the ACC, the Mustangs coming over from the American Athletic Conference. 2 straight appearances in the AAC title game for Coach Nelson's team. Overtime loss to Memphis in 2022, and then a 2-1 defeat to the Tigers a year ago. SMU had a pretty good case to get an at-large selection into the NCAA tournament a season ago as the bubble team, 11-6-1. They had an RPI of number 40, but did not get in. So they are at 53 right now, and certainly a huge opportunity today here in Charlottesville against number 25 Virginia. They have Wake Forest at home on Saturday, the number 3 Demon Deacons. That'll be an 8 o'clock start on ACC Network Extra Eastern Time. SMU back in the box. That blast from Rose, too wide. Goal kick Cavaliers. And then SMU finishes up with number 17 Cal in Berkeley on Sunday, October the 27th. With the expansion of the ACC this season with SMU, Cal, and Stanford, you had this situation before, but I think it's going to be highlighted even further now. You're going to have teams that make the NCAA tournament from the ACC that don't qualify for the ACC tournament. Unlike the men's tournament, which has all 15 teams participating, the ACC women's tournament only has the top 6. Lachlan Ryan, the step over, speeds inside the 18 to the byline, and a nice challenge there from Sophie King, who's been very involved early on. Cavaliers with their second corner on the afternoon. King had the assist on the goal from Rose, and showcasing that she is a dual threat offensively and defensively. Leah Godfrey playing in her 80th career game today. Sticks her 2 arms in the air and lays it in towards the 6, and a deflection from Kotyard outside the box. Rouse knocks it. Long try from distance, on a curl just wide from McCormack. Cavaliers are certainly generating, but have yet to find the back of the net of Kotyard. Rouse, the intercept. Godfrey, overlap from Ryan upcoming. Godfrey maneuvering. Ryan back to Godfrey. The off left foot. McDermot, a terrific number 9 striker. Who wears the number 9? Ryan, left-footed shot over the crossbar. Another goal kick for SMU. Second to last home game of the season for UVA, and these fans are getting fired up. Ryan certainly has terrific 1v1 capabilities. Feeling fresh and healthy off the 3 ACL injuries. We mentioned that she scored in the Utah Valley game. That is a massive result for the Hoos, and most people wouldn't think so because it's a team from the WAC. Well, Utah Valley is a team that consistently is at the top, if not wins the WAC. That victory back on August the 25th. Wolverines have made 4 NCAA tournaments since 2015, so that was a massive, massive victory for the Hoos. You look at the Cavaliers' resume, the more notable result, of course, was against number 3 Penn State in Happy Valley way back on August the 22nd, a 2-1 win against the Nittany Lions. Maggie Cagle scoring a second-half brace to come back from a 1-0 deficit in that match. So you piece all those results together, and that's why the Hoos have an RPI of number 16. And yeah, they also play some really good teams in the ACC that they've lost to, and that also kind of helps out the RPI as well. Nia Rose looking around in a wide position now. Tatum Galvin takes the loose ball from Liz Eddy, but it goes off of Galvin last and an SMU throw. Samar Guidry is warming up and ready to come into the match for UVA. Long cross. Safferton has it this time. It was Nieves inside the box. Oftentimes she'll trade places with the central striker, Nia Rose. Nieves playing that number 10 center attacking mid position normally. SMU very beefy in the midfield right now. Taking the ball away from the Hoos, but couldn't maintain it. Ryan chesting it down. McDermott inside, tried to shoulder off Haley Hartman. The junior from the Dallas area, started her career at Oklahoma in 2022. A player that Coach Nelson wanted out of the transfer portal a year ago, but Hartman decided that she wanted to stay in a power, at the time, 5 conference, and moved on to LSU, playing in 15 games with the Tigers a year ago. But with SMU moving to the ACC this season, elected to come to the Mustangs here in 2024. Godfrey overlaps. Ryan with the ball. Lachlan waiting. Godfrey may have been offside as SMU clears it aside. Rouse with Kiki Mackey inside. Play it past her now for Godfrey. Leah Godfrey, the 5th-year senior from Fleming Island, Florida, has not scored a goal in 695 days, going back to the 22 NCAA tournament. Towards the penalty dot. Ungashik clips it away. Off the foot of McDermott. Galvin regains for UVA. Galvin surges towards the byline. Pirouettes and shoots and curls it, and a save from Kotyard. Oh, a beautiful strike and an equally beautiful save. Tatum Galvin, one of the most indispensable Hoos, playing so many different positions with a lot of injuries this season, and nearly looped it past Kotyard. Coach Nelson admitted that her team would likely be in a low to mid block today, and that the defense would absorb a lot of pressure, especially after scoring the first goal. That might be the case. Emma Alver has checked in for SMU. UVA pumps it into the box. Back post it goes. McCormack. Rouse, the only defender back for UVA, but misplays it for Galvin. Wind also may have been a factor on that hit. SMU ball. About 25 minutes into the match here from Klockner Stadium. Appreciate you joining us on ACC Network Extra. Corey Spector with you. SMU with a victory today. The Mustangs would move all the way up to number 5 in the ACC with 11 points. Virginia comes back and wins this match. The Cavaliers, who are currently tied for 12th with Clemson at 6 points, would leapfrog SMU and take that number 9 spot from the Mustangs. Counter-attacking opportunity again for SMU. Rose, the goal scorer. 1v1 against Tatum Galvin. Slided inside. Eddie. Oh, what a tackle that time from Maura Kelly. It felt like she would have been beat, but that right foot got in a timely fashion. Galvin coughs it up. Alver the cross. The head from Nieves. Easy scoop up that time from Saffordin. Vicky Saffordin, the #1 goalie recruit, #9 overall in the class of 2023. Only made 2 starts. One in the ACC last season with an .855 save percentage. Coach Swanson very excited about the career currently and the future for Saffordin. 4 individual shutouts here in 2024 for the sophomore. Free kick for the Hoos. A lot of action so far. 11 combined shots. Virginia has the slim edge, 6-5. The Hoos have hit 4 on target. SMU with 2. But the one that matters in the back of the net of Saffordin, off the header from Nia Rose, who had not scored in the last 3 matches. Samar Guidry now in the match as the left back, taking the spot of Tatum Galvin, who replaces Kiki Mackey as the center back. So Coach Swanson doing all that shifting in the backfield. Kelly, Godfrey. McDermot too far out in front of her. And there is Kotyard once again. Sierra has made 3 saves so far. We mentioned that McDermott scored 46 seconds into the NC State match on Thursday. Second time in her career that she scored a goal in the first minute. Credit Bill Bunting, the fantastic sports information director for Virginia. McDermott scoring against VCU 55 seconds into a match last September. Godfrey checks behind her. Notices that Nieves is starting to hound. Rouse closing down the space that time, the freshman Eddie. Long ball stolen away by SMU, and here is Hartman. Abby Hampton again taking the spot of Mayu Inakawa. Hampton has played 90 minutes in each of the last 9 matches. SMU does not rotate its center backs, and they ask a lot of them to play make out of the back, be comfortable on the ball. Hampton, a senior, a player who only played in 4 games off the bench in the last 2 seasons. Cagle, strong ball, dies down in the wind. She put some extra oomph on that, seeking Lachlan Ryan, who hustles towards the sideline for a throw in. Before that, though, we'll have some substitutions. SMU with 2 changes, and Virginia with 2 changes. As Allie Ross, who scored the other night against NC State, is in. Maya Carter is also in the match for Coach Swanson. And Paxton Bach is one of the substitutions for SMU. Bach, the freshman from Scottsdale.
Paxton Bach. For UVA, coming off, number 16, Ella Carter, replaced by number 8, Allie Ross.
Lainey Rouse with a deep throw in for the Hoos, making sure that her foot stays behind the sideline there. Godfrey, slanted ball backwards for Ross. Rouse. Ryan. Stutter step move, beats her defender, floats it in, right into the midst of Kotyard. Truth Byers, the other substitution, was beaten that time. Samar Guidry first on it for UVA. Here is Byers. Her sister Trinity, one of the best players in the nation, unfortunately suffered a season-ending injury earlier this year. Trinity with Texas, the all-time leading goal scorer for the Longhorns, and the 2 sisters played against one another earlier this year. 6-3 win for then number 12 Texas over SMU on August the 22nd, and both sisters scored in that match. Truth had a goal in the 54th minute, And then Trinity upped her sister with 4 goals in that match. Ridiculous. Ross with 5 goals on the campaign. Rouse. Ryan. Gets by Ungashik. Maya Carter now for Ross. Rouse on the outside. Ross crossing in. Rainbows it towards the back post. Catching up to it, Maggie Cagle. Excellent defense that time from Paxton Bach, the substitute. SMU hopeful that the counter is on. Byers checking back from her number 9 spot. And time and space for Haley Hartman. Top Drawer Soccer's number 23 defender in the class of 2022. Kotyard with Portuguese national team experience. Hoping to be on the senior club for years to come. A lot of fantastic pointers from Matt Cosgriff, the associate head coach. 13.5 minutes to play in the first half. One of 4 games in the ACC on this Sunday afternoon into the evening. Pitt and Syracuse just started up in the Steel City. Guidry, not enough of a wide touch that time for Maggie Cagle. Maggie gets it back on the pass from Ryan. Cagle, the 2020 Arizona Gatorade Player of the Year from Phoenix. Top 30 recruit, according to Top Drawer Soccer a few years ago. Rouse, a nifty step over. Oh, and then the Meg. And here's the cross. Hampton with the defending on the end of it. Oohing and eyeing the crowd was Rouse. And Laney wants it back, feeling some confidence. Eddie. Strong right foot, slanted ball, Safford in near the edge of her 18. You can really see why Steve Swanson was, I wouldn't say concerned, but just keeping a close eye on the counterattacking opportunities for SMU as he was scouting this team this weekend. A lot of overlaps from the Who's so far today. Another one from Ryan. Nobody on the backside for UVA as it pops back for Godfrey. Thighs it forward for McCormack. Ross tees it up. That's repelled by Ungashik. SMU has been stingy in the back. UVA has pushed forward a lot of pressure, but the Mustangs have maintained their composure.
Number 17, Tori Peterson.
More changes for both sides. We'll get those to you as this 11.5 minutes of the first half continues. One of the subs for SMU, Tori Peterson, 17 in red. You saw her on your screen there, the junior from Las Vegas. UVA has brought on Chloe Japic, 21 in white on the near side, who had a stellar game against NC State. And here is Linda Mittermeier, the Austrian. Access denied that time with Cagle on the ball. Here's Anna Marie Williams, the freshman from Natrona Heights, Pennsylvania, in the Pittsburgh area. Played a career-high 33 minutes 2 matches ago against Duke. 14 off the bench against NC State. Kelly, Japic. Back to Kelly. Japic in a wide position. Chloe now in her 3rd season with UVA, moving over from Baylor. Japic took a ball off the face against NC State, and then seconds later had a sliding challenge that really riled up the crowd. Truth Byers on the inside. Maya Carter working back, and a steal from Ryan. Carter. Past Cagle. Ross couldn't get that touch on it. UVA finding some mojo now in the middle to attacking thirds. With under 10 minutes to go now in the first half. Cavaliers up to 9 shots after they took 30 on Thursday night. Second most they've had this season, had over 30 against Howard. An arc ball from Cagle found once again the gloves of Sierra Kotyard. Took a knock early in the match. Back on her feet, back in a big way so far. The other two ACC games today. 4 o'clock Eastern time in Berkeley. Big matchup. Number 17 Cal against number 1 Duke. Carly Lima for Berkeley. She's got 13 goals to lead the ACC this season, and yet she hasn't scored over the last 4 matches. That's pretty incredible. And then also at 4 o'clock Eastern time on the farm, another ranked matchup, top 10 battle between number 7 Stanford and number 2 North Carolina. UNC has won 7 consecutive games. The only defeat for Damon Nahas's team was to Duke on September the 5th in Durham. Ross racing after it and wins the duel. Jopic blazing forward and tripped up. Sophie King brought her down. Clock will stop with just under 8.5 to go in the first half. And a free kick for the Who's and a yellow card for Sophie King, who had the assist on the opening goal from Rose. Jopic, the graduate student, Palo Alto, California native. Coach Swanson very complimentary of her match against NC State. And allows the Who's to set up for a threatening free kick just outside the 18 with the free kick specialist, Linda Mittermeier. One of the benefits of the Cavs not making the NCAA tournament a year ago, the ability to send assistant coach Sam Raper overseas to watch Linda play, and they found a gem. Linda has started some matches off the bench now for the last 5. Scored her first career goal against Utah Valley back in August. Member of the Austrian U15 and U17 national teams in her upbringing. Played in Austria's first league as well. Mittermeier, textured ball towards the penalty dot. Maya Carter back for Maura Kelly. Fakes the pass out wide, but then gives it up. And Byers is open. Byers steams after it. 1v1 against Kelly. Ryan also hustling back. Truth Byers, nifty move to the byline. Holds it inbounds and off the foot of Kelly.
Corner kick for the Mustangs.
SMU with its first corner on the afternoon. And now Coach Nelson wants to make a change. Jen Jackson, the junior from Dallas, is in and gives a breather to the perhaps out of oxygen Byers, who made a 70-yard sprint. Jackson has only played 3 games off the bench this season, 97 total minutes. Top of the 6, cleared away by the Who's. King knocks it. Got to pay attention to that wind today. You never know where that ball might end up. But it does propel over the crossbar for a goal kick. SMU facing its 6th ranked opponent here in 2024. The most for the Mustangs since they faced 7 back in 1997 when they won the WAC and finished 17-5-1. An SMU team that has a pretty rich history. 39th year of women's soccer on the hilltop. Started back in '86. 7 conference tournament titles, 6 in the WAC in an 8-year span from 1997 to 2004. Made the NCAA tournament 14 times, most recently in 2021. Coach Nelson was saying that she was really pumped up about this move going to the ACC. Yeah, the travel would probably increase a bit, but week in and week out, you're facing top 25 competition. It's really stimulating to think about all the different ways you can beat opponents, think about the tactics, and it really gives this team an opportunity to get an at-large year in and year out. a challenge that they faced in the American Athletic Conference when they thought last year that they were deserving of getting into the big dance with an RPI of number 40. That ball hugging the byline. SMU corner kick. Coach Nelson has known a lot of these coaches in the ACC because, well, she's been involved in the collegiate soccer game for over 2 decades. Coaching at Stephen F. Austin as a head coach, an assistant at Baylor, an assistant at Texas, a head coach at Oklahoma for 4 seasons, and an assistant/associate head coach with SMU for 8 before taking over the job a few years ago. This, by the way, is not a corner. It's a free kick from right near the end line, and Safferton bobbles it, but eventually hauls it in. Safferton looking out wide for Cagle, uses the throw to get it there. Nice play to get it inside as Carter hurdles over the defender. Cagle, and now the sprint from Mittermeier. Hampton, no nonsense defending. Right into the hill, which is filled with a lot of Who's fans today, bringing on the blankets and the lawn chairs. Gotta love that. Beautiful day to do so, about 80 degrees here in Charlottesville. 4.5 to play now in the first half. 16 combined shots, the Who's with 10 of them. Japic couldn't hold it in. Sophie King's a junior. She does have another year of eligibility, but she's graduating in 3 years with the hopes of going to law school. And Nicole Nelson told us this weekend, I'm trying to do everything possible to keep Sophie here for another year, but I totally get that she has professional aspirations. Just a big player for this SMU program, starting 11 matches a year ago, all 15 this year. Alver puts it behind her. Galvin stays attached. Alver continues, the sophomore from Argyle, Texas, a Fort Worth suburb. And that is launched over the crossbar. Cavaliers goal kick. Well, if for whatever reason you fancy a match that just has the ball in the central third of the field, not a lot of chances, this one's not for you. But if you're like most of the population that likes chances on both sides, you found the right spot today here from Klockner Stadium. Kelly Gordon closing down the space of the center back, Maura Kelly. 4-year starter for Kansas, Kelly. She plays 90 today. That's 65 career matches doing that. Pretty incredible. Japic ducks the shoulders. Mishits her pass for Ross. And SMU again off the counter, challenging their fitness in the second game this weekend after facing Virginia Tech over in Blacksburg on Thursday. Jackson waiting for options. SMU offside. Jackson, the junior from Dallas, first 2 years, played in 20 games, just over 300 minutes, has never recorded a point in her collegiate career. But hey, as we talked about, look, second game, long road trip. You're going to have to go deeper in your bench to find those fresh legs. Japic picks her head up, lips it down the line. King doing the defending with Ross, the attacking player for UVA. Anna Marie Williams steps up, 25-26. Maya Carter forfeits possession though. Alver. Guidry lunging to make the tackle. Advantage played for the Who's, says referee Mike Stott. $1:20 to go in the first 45. Cavaliers win today. They hit double-digit victories on the season. SMU wins today. The Mustangs over 500, entering this match at 6-6-2.
1 minute remaining.
Cavaliers earlier in the first half conceding the goal to Nia Rose. Just the 13th time this season UVA has given up a goal. Cavaliers have 7 shutouts over their first 13 games. SMU with 4 clean sheets across their first 14. We touched on the historical success for SMU. Recently for the Mustangs, double-digit wins in 7 straight seasons, excluding 2020. And they've been at least 500 in conference play in 7 out of the last 8 years. So don't minimize their impact as they have transitioned into the ACC. And they will depart Klockner Stadium in the first half with a 1-0 advantage over Blue Blood UVA. Mustangs getting the game-opening goal from Nia Rose on a beautiful cross from left back Sophie King. And the Mustangs 45 minutes away from second to last home game of the 2024 season. They will finish their home slate Friday, October the 25th against Clemson. 2 more road games at Florida State on Thursday, finish up the regular season at Virginia Tech. And they are hoping to bring these fans home today with what will be a come-from-behind victory. Start of the second half, here we go. Cavaliers in the white and the Mustangs in the visiting red. Maura Hummel, who was not very active on the ball in the first half. Sophie Bradley, the freshman from New Jersey, is back in to defend, 27 in the white, as Saffordin plays it for Maura Kelly. Kansas transfer scanning, taking a heavy touch, had to poke it out of play. Liz Eddy was the right wing who closed down the space. Give a lot of credit as well to Sammy Nieves pressuring from behind. McCormack zooming ahead, telling Meredith McDermott move forward. The slip from Hampton. McDermott on it. 1v1 against Hartman. Now Hampton is back to help her out. Cagle now playing on the right flank. Chooses not to go with the overlapping run of Rouse. And now Leah Godfrey really has to scramble to win this ball. It last touches SMU and a Godfrey and Cavalier throw in. Virginia playing in its 7th ACC game out of 10 here in 2024. SMU in match number 8 of conference play. SMU 2-3-2, UVA 2-4 in the conference. Bradley, the shimmy and the shot, and it ricochets off the paws of Kotyard, and it's a corner kick for the Hoos. Now they're going to say goal kick. Call from my vantage point that it may have taken a tick off of Kotyard, but not much of an argument from UVA's attacking players. Really challenging to score with the left foot from that angle, hitting it with the inside of the foot. So it's back to Kotyard and the Mustangs. So SMU taking on its 5th consecutive ranked opponent. SMU has not had a road ranked win in a long time. Got to go back to 2016, the last time they did that.
And an upcoming Cavaliers corner.
The Mustangs only have 2 ranked wins on the road over the last dozen seasons. 4th corner kick for UVA. UVA has a 2v1 option if Godfrey wants to go short. She does with Cagle. UVA nearly messes it up, but Godfrey has it back. McDermott, Rouse, back to the corner, Cagle. Bradley waiting behind. Cagle, the top goal scorer for UVA. The step over, fakes the cross. Gets the defender to bite. Back to Godfrey, who shoots and scores! A huge weight off her shoulders. For the first time since tearing her ACL a year ago, Leah Godfrey nets one for the Who's. Cagle, excellent 1v1 play on the outside. Darting in, Godfrey, and that feels awesome. 695 days ago, Leah Godfrey scored a brace in the NCAA tournament against Xavier. Hadn't found the back of the net after that until just now. Referee Mike Stutt stops the play. McDermot went down on the kickoff and was holding the back of her head for a moment. Lydia Ungashik was also involved. And this will go back to the far side. Leah Godfrey, a two-time U.S. coach's second-team All-American, a first-team All-American in 2022. She and Emma Dawson on the sidelines a year ago with ACL injuries. Dawson has yet to come back. They're hoping that she can return at some point later in the season. But Leah Godfrey, so key for the potential of this UVA team. You look at this Cavaliers conference record at 2-4, you're not overly impressed. But a lot of these players coming off of injuries from a season ago, Samar Guidry and Lainey Rouse and Leah Godfrey, and they hope to get Alexis Thierret back into the fold later in the season. Same deal with Emma Dawson. There's a lot of talent on this team, and it's a very talented midfield. If they get the opportunity to put all these players together on the field at the same time, look out. And they're still a force to be reckoned with as a top 25 program. A team that started the season 8-0 was at one point #2 in the country going into ACC play. They've been stuck at number 25 over the last 2 weeks. Godfrey, her 16th career goal. Former ACC Freshman of the Year as well. That ball continues to trickle, wind helping it out. Bradley on the intercept, out of play off Umel. Throw in for the Who's, and now this crowd is starting to get riled up. UVA now doubling SMU in shots, 12-6. Maggie Cagle, by the way, with 3 assists over the last 2 matches. Cagle also hit the post in the 18th minute against NC State on Thursday night. That would have added to her collection of points. Kelly locating Tatum Galvin. Cranks it forward. Bradley, long shot, curling. Sierra Kotyard in front of it for SMU to keep the game tied. SMU and Virginia meeting for the 6th all-time time. Virginia leading the series 4-1. Last time they played was back in 2012. Uh-oh. Kotyard did not keep it in bounds. Fortunately kept it out of her net. Cavaliers corner yet again. When they played in 2012, it was in Austin. Virginia, #7 in the country at the time, beat SMU 2-1. Caroline Miller, Julia Roberts, the goal scorers for the Who's in that match. Rachel Larson for SMU. Lasered in towards Kelly. Excellent defense from SMU as Laura Kelly could have had her first as a Who. 2v3 for SMU. Godfrey the challenge, doing it on both ends. And now UVA wants to flip the field. Sophia Bradley taking her time, sliding it in for Godfrey, poking it wide. Galvin shoots, and it banks off the defense of Hampton for a corner. Nobody wanted to play it for the Mustangs, and UVA nearly converted.
And another Cavaliers corner.
Ungashik and Rudden were the two SMU players who looked at each other, and nobody tapped it. Certainly feels like 8+ minutes into the second half that the Who's have seized all the momentum right now. Godfrey to take the set piece. Godfrey mishit it. Rarely see that from a player as talented as Godfrey. Goal kick, SMU. Mustangs also hoping for their first road win on the season. They were 5-4 away from Washburn Stadium a year ago. This season, though, 0-2-1. That includes the defeat to Virginia Tech back on Thursday, 1-0. Mike Stutt stopping the clock, making sure that Kotyard is not managing the game at her will. Rouse, a strong header. Ping-pongs around. Godfrey brings it down for McCormack. Deliver it out wide. Rouse. Kiki Mackey back in the fold. Started the match. Came off about midway through the first half. Maggie Cagle bursting after it. Haley Hartman pokes it towards the corner flag. And that ball does stay in play for Eliana Salama. Godfrey stacking the two legs together to make sure she wasn't megged. Rouse. Hold up play from McCormack. Diving play, Ella Carter. Tries to maintain possession for the Who's, but gives it up. And here comes the flock of Mustangs. They are stampeding ahead. Rose on the outside. In a duel here with Maura Kelly. The goal scorer, Rose, waiting, shifting, playing it in front. Turnaround shot off the post. Eliana Salama. She beat Saffredin, but did not deposit it. Salama inches away from her 8th goal on the season. Doink. The no-look pass that time from Kotyard. SMU's build has been pretty impressive today. How quickly they've managed to move the ball from defense to forward. But it is offside now on the Mustangs as we say that. 11 minutes into the second half. It's been a frenetic start since halftime. Cavaliers scoring in the 49th minute. 3 minutes and 36 seconds after halftime. The assist from Cagle, the goal from Godfrey. Eddie drops it off. Ungashik twisting. Abby Hampton back to Kotyard. Virginia with an RPI of number 16. SMU with an RPI of 53. Mustangs get a road victory today. That RPI is boosted, and it's boosted significantly. Rouse brings down the attacker for SMU, and Rouse is shown yellow. One of the captains for this Who's team, Cary, North Carolina native. A lot of U.S. youth national team experience for Rouse, but she is now in the book. Playing in match number 70 of her Who's career today. Salama, the player brought down for SMU. Hartman on the long free kick as it hangs up in the air thanks to the wind. Bradley forcing it out of play. Cavaliers just 1-3 when the opposition scores the first goal this season. That one win was against number 3 Penn State early in the season in Happy Valley, 2-1 the win over the Nittany Lions. San Diego native Maura Hummel throws it in. Double team here with Eddie, as her space was closed down by Bradley and Galvin. Hampton swings the leg. Ooh, nearly a chance for Nieves. And then the follow-up try. Saffordin has to pay close attention to it. Goal kick Hoos. Rouse fending off Salama. Tripped. Free kick Hoos. One of a couple of athletic events going on here on grounds today. Surprising result in field hockey as Virginia, the number 3 team in the country, lost to St. Joe's 5-2 at Turf Field. Now, the Hawks, really good team, number 8 in the country. Just the second loss this year for Ali Koizgin's team. Hummel, really excellent work to get it to Eddie. Nieves, too heavy of a touch from Kelly. SMU has done well to survive that wave from the Cavaliers after the Godfrey goal. And now SMU's been more assertive in its attack. Coach Swanson said about SMU, Coach Nelson, she'll have them organized. Not easy coming into the ACC. They've had some good results, including the tie against FSU. We've got our work cut out for us. They'll be really good in transition, and that's been the case today, no doubt. Maggie Cagle surging inside the 18. 2 defenders attached to her. Cagle tries the near side and shoots, and that's repelled. Bounces down for Bradley. Pokes it for the overlap. Tatum Galvin, she'll play right center back, left back, central mid, she'll do it all. Bradley loops it in over the head of Godfrey. Back out for Rouse, crunches a tackle in there. But SMU has it as Salama patiently finds the middle. Nieves, Eddie with a big run down the near side, she's got it. 2v3, Eddie accelerates into the box, goes across the way. Couldn't find the goal scorer Rose, and Ella Carter clears. Tense moments here from Klockner Stadium in this second half. Certainly a match we might look back on when the selection show happens, as we think about, did SMU make the tournament? Well, yeah, they beat UVA. And conversely for the Cavaliers, okay, you know, they're a really solid team, making the NCAA tournament this season, did what they needed to do at home against SMU. McCormack blazing, offered a lot of space by the Mustangs. McCormack weaves to her right. Out wide for Cagle. Hammers the cross in, back post for Bradley. Oh, and pings it right off of Kotyard. Sierra made herself giant, and Bradley couldn't beat her. Up and down we go. Tidy spin. Rose taken off the ball, and she would have been offside there. So the Cavaliers regain as Kiki Mackey slows it down for the Hoos. As you see this cross once again, and Sierra Kotyard putting her body on the line to keep this game in a 1-1 tie. Cagle, long switch. Kotyard, she's got it. If you're just joining us, opening moments of the match, Sierra Kotyard went down in a heavy collision, and SMU was prepared to bring on Haven Empey, the backup goalie, who has only played twice this season, limited action. But after Kotyard was dealt with by the athletic trainer Georgia Tower, she stayed in the match, and she has certainly been one of SMU's best players today. Ball back to the Cavaliers and Godfrey. McCormack in her 4th game back from international duty. Interchange with Godfrey. Didn't wrap her foot around it that time. And now some changes for both squads.
Substitutions now.
Kelly Gordon, Paxton Bach,
12,
Tori Peterson, Emma Alver, all on the field for Coach Nelson's team. As Godfrey and Galvin go to the bench for Coach Swanson. Maya Carter returns for UVA. In addition to Samar Guidry on the near side, left back.
And number 26, Maya Carter.
Second game for both squads in less than 72 hours. So, of course, fitness in these Sunday matches certainly becomes a talking point. Have to rotate players in and out. Don't have the substitution window rules like you do on the men's side, as Kotyard avoids Meredith McDermott. Guidry stepping up. Bach gives it away. 17-8, the advantage for the Who's in shots. Had 30 attempts on goal in the match against NC State, 9 off the program record in a single match. Bradley chopping her steps. Stays with it, pokes it back. McDermott flings it just wide. Meredith McDermott looking for back-to-back games with goals, and it stays a 1-1 draw. You can see the physicality, the 5'10", Bradley, a lot of strength. And another play in which a UVA attacker just doesn't get her foot around the ball. McDermott has scored a lot of big goals for the Who's, 12 on her career, the junior from Nashua, New Hampshire, southern portion of the state. Could be on the end of one as this match continues, no doubt about that. Free kick SMU. Guidry doesn't like it. Neither does the Cavaliers faithful here at Klockner. With under 25 minutes to go in the second half. SMU wins today. It's the Mustangs' first ranked win on the road since September 29th, 2016, 1-0 at number 15 USF when freshman Allie Thornton scored 45 seconds into that match 8 years ago. That's when Justin Bieber was topping the charts. Alver staying with it. Deals it back. Bach lifting it. Back post. And Rouse gets ahead on it. Cagle hustling to keep it in bounds. She does so. Tight roping that far side. But SMU is back on it. Mustangs meandering ahead. This play's offside. It won't count. Superb effort from Safferton to get a hand on it. Back to UVA. Guidry. Bradley and McCormack pinched in on the near side. Kelly stepping up. Free kick. And then Kelly kicks it away. Say it was a handball on Maura Kelly, the Kansas transfer. Her nose was bloodied up in the 14th minute against NC State on Thursday. Quickly returned to action. Allie Ross getting some final instructions. Seems like she'll check in with Lachlan Ryan in a bit. Guidry whacking it back. Hartman, her ball in was deflected by McDermott. Alver. Corner kick SMU.
Upcoming corner kick for the Mustangs.
King looping it in. Crashing of bodies. Bradley stays down for UVA inside the box. Play does continue. Bradley back on her feet for the Hoos. Peterson. Salama. Dangerous ball in. Safferton has it covered for the Hoos. Vicky Safferton still with one save today. 6 for Sierra Kotyard. Safferton did not have to make a stop against NC State. 5 shots for the Wolfpack on Thursday. None were on target. Kotyard had to deal with 4 against Virginia Tech and gave up the corner kick goal in the second half. Safferton has Kelly available on the near side. That's the decision she makes. McCormack providing an option inside. Out wide it goes. Guidry lets it roll for Bradley. McCormack. She's got it here off the pass from McDermott. Una McCormack waiting. Cagle. Sophie King defends. Cagle the cross over the head of Guidry. And a goal kick for SMU and a collective sigh of relief for the Mustangs. Ryan and Ross in for the Hoos.
27, Sophia Bradley. She's replaced by number 5, Lachlan Ryan.
So Cagle and Bradley head off. I would imagine, especially for Maggie Cagle, this will probably be a quick breather, as Coach Swanson will want to get back his most talented attacking player on the field. Ella Carter trying to fend off her fellow 16, Kelly Gordon. Maya Carter pushes it forward. Kelly so shifty when she gets the ball. Immediately thinks, okay, what options do I have? Can I take the ball myself even? Allie Ross scored in the 72nd minute against NC State 3 days ago. Continues her run. Ross towards the byline, ricochets, and SMU clears. Now Salama afforded some space. Maya Carter closes it down. Salama, the ball attached to her foot very well. Salama brings it inside. Diagonal ball. Alver and Guidry and Samar dives to prevent an SMU opportunity. Guidry, oh, nifty play, spooning it up for Ryan. Fifth-year senior, she knows what she's doing out there. Has been a starter for most of her career. This is her 91st game of college. She's made 82 starts off the bench today, with Rouse knocking it to Ross. McDermott tried to get position on Hartman. Backline for SMU has done well. Hartman and Hampton. New center back combo. Hartman coming over from LSU. Hampton, a player who didn't play much over the last 2 seasons, started 5 games way back in her freshman season in 2021. No Alexis Theoret once again for the Hoos. Graduate student midfielder missing her 3rd consecutive game, lower body injury. Hoping to get her back by the end of the regular season. Such an engine in their midfield and does a lot of the dirty work as a 6. Rouse running inside, pinches in, flicks it. Ross now in the interior. McCormack spinning, linking up with Ross. McCormack diving. Corner kick for UVA. The Cavaliers with their 7th on the afternoon. 18-8 edge and shots for UVA. SMU hasn't generated all that much on the net of Saffordin over the last 5 to 10 minutes. UVA hoping to capitalize for its second half goal. 49th minute score from Leah Godfrey. After the opening goal from Nia Rose, here it is towards the near post. SMU gets it away. Player goes down for the Hoos, and this is a free kick right outside the 18-yard box. Ella Carter went down for UVA. And now the Cavaliers can send up their most dangerous headers. Paxton Bach left her foot in there. So keep a close eye here on Meredith McDermott at 5'10". Maura Kelly at 5'9". Some of the tall options for UVA here. Carter whacks it into the back post. Sierra Kotyard holding down her back line. What I think will make this final 16 very riveting is figuring out the game plan of SMU. Normally, you'd say, okay, you're on the road at one of the cathedrals of college soccer. You're in a 1-1 tie. You hope to get a point. But SMU needs points to get into the ACC tournament. And time is running out. SMU 9th right now with 8 points. Virginia tied for 12th with Clemson with 6. And only the top 6 programs out of 17 get in. Something that Nicole Nelson, the SMU head coach, is not a proponent of. Hoping for more involvement from teams in the ACC tournament. Alver inside the box. Back it goes. McCormack, a very integral play there to clear it aside. That ball spitting forward. Hampton back to Kotyard. Nicely done. Right over McDermott. Under 15 to play. And again, we are going to have ACC programs that make the NCAA tournament that did not qualify for their own conference tournament, which is so bizarre to say. But that's the situation we face with 9 ranked teams right now in the ACC. 2/3 of those likely to make the ACC tournament. The only other game in the ACC happening right now, Syracuse and Pittsburgh from the Steel City, no score, 47th minute. 2 games later today with Cal and Duke, Stanford and North Carolina. Both those matches at 4 o'clock Eastern time on the West Coast. Yesterday at Lynn Stadium, Notre Dame and Louisville played to a scoreless draw. Irish held without a goal for the first time this season. Clemson 2-1 over Miami at historic Riggs Field. Maria Manuso scored the game-winning goal in the 81st minute. And in Newton, Mass, number 22 Florida State 1-0 over Boston College. Jordan Dudley, the game winner in the 53rd minute to extend Florida State's scoring streak to a program record 46 consecutive matches. Haven't been shut out in 46 straight games. Kotyard outside the box, preventing McDermott getting on the end of it. And as we predicted, Steve Swanson is bringing back on Maggie Cagle with Godfrey and Galvin as Mackey, Maya Carter, and Lachlan Ryan go back to the bench. And Liana Salama heads off for Coach Nelson, their most lethal attacker with 7 goals this season. And again, I don't think Salama's done for today. She might just get a quick swig of water and head back in. McDermot falls down, but it's a free kick. Goes to SMU. And McDermott did not have favorable opinions of Mike Stutz's decision that time. SMU continuing this beast of a schedule based on the cumulative results both of the previous opponents and the upcoming opponents. They have the 4th toughest schedule in the nation. UNC, Duke, and Penn State, the top 3. Virginia, cumulative strength of schedule, 17th. Hartman hammers it into the box. McCormack aerially bounces down. Ella Carter gets it away. Kelly Gordon was jitterbugging after it. And SMU has its 3rd corner kick of the afternoon. Virginia with 7. Mustangs have been stuck on 8 shots for a while here, hoping to pose some problems for Vicky Saffordin in the Cavs back line here. This has Olympico potential. SMU clings onto it. Rose, 2 defenders converge on her, McDermott and Guidry. Throw in for SMU. And a disgruntled fan base at Klockner Stadium voices their displeasure. Mackenzie Rudden's cross. That's deflected. And we'll do it again.
Upcoming corner kick for the Mustangs.
Short option here with King. Saffordin on her back line, reels it in. Long punt. Bounces down with McDermott there. Bach as well for SMU. Just over 10 minutes to play from Klockner Stadium. Wind picking up once again from Charlottesville as the Cavaliers have a free kick right near midfield. UVA started the season 8-0, up to number 2 in the national rankings. Cavaliers, though, with a bit of a slide. 4 consecutive losses for the first time in the Steve Swanson era. He's been the head coach for 25 years. But a win on Thursday night over NC State. Coach Swanson calling it his team's most complete performance start to finish this season. SMU, meanwhile, trying to snap, if I can get the words out correctly, a 5-match winless streak, 0-3-2 over the last 5, held without a win since September the 15th against Boston College. Miscommunication on the defensive end for SMU. Guidry bolting into the box. And Ross fell down as the ball was on her ankle. Rouse sends it. Cagle gets a crossing for McDermott. Oh, that special tandem shows up once again. And the Who's are in front. Excellent ball in from Cagle. And that is why you recruit a true number 9 striker to get on the end of it and finish.
Assisted by number 10, Maggie Cagle.
Maggie Cagle with her 2nd assist today. 4 over the last 2 matches, and McDermot in the scoring column for the 2nd straight match. And the Who's have come back to take a 2-1 lead. 9 minutes to defend and get UVA its 3rd ACC victory on the season.
Now on for the Mustangs, number 9,
Eliana Salama back in for Coach Nelson.
Number 14, Liz Eddy.
3rd-year head coach Nicole Nelson. Really love the move to the ACC, taking on top-notch competition on a consistent basis. Her team has hung in there and now hunting for the game-tying goal. Salama beaming in. Terrific defending. Leah Godfrey, who scored the tying goal early in the 2nd half. SMU might have something to say before this match wraps up. Rudden, whistle, and a player is down on the far side for SMU, as the athletic trainer Georgia Tower is back out there. And I believe that is, yeah, it's Eliana Salama. Oh, not good for the Mustangs. Salama injured her right ankle with 56 seconds to go against Virginia Tech back on Thursday. Now she's having trouble. Cagle on the challenge, sweeping the right leg in, and that definitely made contact with Salama. So we halt the clock here with just over 8 minutes to go. And both teams are sent back to their respective benches. Maggie Cagle, though, is going to hang out on the far side and maybe chit-chat with some of the fans on the hill. No, now she'll come over. Can't stress enough the importance of Eliana Salama. Not only the finishes, right, the 7 goals, the 4 assists, both leading the team, but it's also how she drives play and transitions SMU from defense to attack. And really shouldered more of the attacking responsibilities without Nia Rose, the sophomore from Ontario, who was a part of the Canadian U20 national team in the World Cup recently. Rose missing 6 matches. Team Canada lost in the round of 16 to Spain. And Rose returned for the 2nd conference game against Boston College. Virginia facing a similar situation with Una McCormack, who missed over a month as she was with the U.S. team that won the 3rd place game. There is Una McCormack, 4th game back from international duty. Missed 7 games while she was with the U.S., losing to the eventual champs North Korea in the semifinals. U.S. then beat Netherlands in the 3rd place match in overtime.
Coming off, number 9,
So Salama coming off, as it's good to see that she can jog. Emma Alver is the replacement. The sophomore with terrific speed, a lot of power as well. Set her high school's record for the 400-meter dash, also part of the school record 4x100 and 4x400 relay teams. So Samar Guidry will have to pay close attention to Alver on this near flank. But SMU down its best player on the offensive end. Tatum Galvin now is a center back with Kelly. Bounces down as SMU controls. Here is Alver near the byline. Shoots and a big save. Wow, what a stop. That was a missile to the top 90, and Saffordin had to be aware.
For the Mustangs.
You thought Alver would cross from this angle, and that was destined for the top right corner. We said she has speed and power, displays it there. Off the corner. Right back to Nieves, but she was offside. The corner kick taker did not reestablish herself, And so it goes back to the Who's with 7 minutes to play.
Let's go, Who's!
As it stands right now, Meredith McDermott would have the game-winning goal in the 81st minute. SMU hoping that that's not the story that we write at the end of this match. Excellent work from Godfrey. Sophia Bradley took her eyes off the ball. Certainly had some English on it. Bach, the freshman, playing very important minutes right now. Here's another youngster, Lydia Ungashik. That ball may have gone through the legs of Maggie Cagle. Samar Guidry with a strong header. Bounces back for Ungashik. Steve Swanson directing his team from the sidelines. Bach elevates it. One bounce and the punch. Saffordin. Hartman back to Hampton. That deflects off Cagle. Godfrey engineering the counter. Couldn't turn it forward for Cagle. Bach asking for it on the near side, and she receives. Just over 5 to play here from Klockner Stadium. Alver out wide. Carter affords her some space. Cagle lets it roll out of bounds. Smart play from the junior from Phoenix, and a throw in for the Cavaliers as UVA brings on a defensive reinforcement here as the starting center back Kiki Mackey is back in to take out Ella Carter. So now you have 5 true defenders on the field with Rouse, Galvin, Mackey, Kelly, and Guidry. So they have transitioned now into a back 5. Tatum Galvin lets it roll, ensuring that that ball goes out of play. And Vicky Saffordin certainly will take her time, as much as referee Mike Stutt will afford her. Allie Ross is about to take her bib off and rejoin the fray as she's waiting to check in. Mike Stutt says, "Come on, let's go." Mackey puts her head into it. Rudin and Nieves clogging up the midfield. Ungashik floats it. Eddy hustling after it with Rouse, who clears. Quickly back in for Liz Eddy. You can feel how much SMU wants this. 5 consecutive matches without a win. A team that has made their conference championship over the last 2 years in the American, playing in their first year in the ACC. Chested down by McDermott. Wards off Hartman. Long ball. Best situation for the Cavaliers would have been Sophia Bradley getting on the end of it, but second best pushing that back line forward. Kotyard drives it. Kelly, the big head. McCormack, long strides, advancing into the middle of the field. Free kick for the Who's as Ungashik brought her down. Under 3 minutes to go. UVA hunting the corner flag as they massage the clock, but Guidry fails to hold it in bounds. SMU pressed in its own defensive third. Nieves heads it back towards the middle. Godfrey first on it for the Who's. Now it's Rudden, one of their captains. Galvin stepping up. McCormack. Just see her head moving from left to right, making decisions and an instant flash. McDermot says hello to the corner flag. Let's acquaint ourselves. Clock does stop here as Allie Ross returns for Sophia Bradley.
Coming off, number 27, Sophia Bradley.
One of the rule changes in collegiate soccer, with under 15 minutes to go, if the game is tied, or if the team that is in the lead makes a sub, the clock does stop. Godfrey jamming it off the body of Eddie. And UVA just milking time off the clock. McDermott falling down, hoping for the whistle, didn't get it. Remember, no Eliana Salama down the stretch for SMU. Got hurt a handful of minutes ago. Free kick again for the Who's, as Nia Rose was in a battle with Kiki Mackey. Rose scored the first goal in this game. Then Leah Godfrey scored early in the second half, and right now the winner from McDermott. And here is Meredith, hoping to shake hands with the corner flag, as someone gets 2 points there if it was wrestling. Cagle. Godfrey. Out of play for an SMU goal kick. Last hurrah from the Mustangs. 19-12, Virginia with the edge in shots. Sierra Kotyard plants her foot, drives it towards midfield. The wind dies it down. Advantage for the Cavs right now. 20 seconds to go. Hampton sends it back towards midfield, off the foot of McCormack. Bach to throw it. Heaves it as long as she can. The flick on from Rose. Inside for Alver. Godfrey says enough of that. Ungashik. The flick forward. Time runs out on SMU. A 2-1 victory for UVA as Virginia